So it has now been more than a year since the Pac-12 as we knew it just disintegrated. And since then, we've seen a lot of twists and turns, including court battles.
KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy breaks down the timeline of how we got here. Shannon?
Well, guys, think back to August of 2023. That's when we learned that Washington and Oregon were exiting the Pac-12, signaling a mass exodus that led to some legal battles. In September 2023, Washington State and Oregon State universities stood as the sole members of a crumbling conference after 10 other Pac-12 schools announced their departures at the end of the season. WSU and OSU filed a lawsuit against the conference and its commissioner. Both schools argued they should be the only ones on the governing board making decisions for the conference.
Members who announce they're leaving the conference and joining competitors can no longer participate on the board or make decisions.
On September 11th, Whitman County Judge Gary Leiby granted a temporary restraining order barring meetings with all 12 schools until he could rule on the original lawsuit.
This court finds in favor that the plaintiffs have.
In November, after a full day of arguments in Colfax, Judge Leiby ruled in favor of WSU and OSU, finding they'd be the only members of the governing board. The state Supreme Court later declined to review that ruling.
We still got to work on what our football schedule looks like and what our conference partnership or alignment may look like.
2 days after the ruling, WSU and OSU announced a scheduling agreement with the Mountain West Conference for the 2024 football season. The renaissance of the Pac-12 makes history in February 2024. Teresa Gould takes over as commissioner after the mutual parting of ways with former commissioner George Kliavkoff. Gould's the first female to lead a Power 5 conference. September 12th, about a year after its legal fight and win, the new conference added 4 teams from the Mountain West: Fresno State, Boise State, Colorado State, and San Diego State.
I'm so happy, I'm so proud for our fan base, our alumni, our donors.
Days later, Utah State became the 7th member of the growing conference. Rumors of the Zags' potential move also began around that time. Now, that doesn't signal the end of the legal battles for this budding conference. Right now, the Pac-12 is suing the Mountain West Conference over its poaching fees for taking those 4 teams. And right now, those teams and the Pac-12 could be on the hook for about $110 million total in penalties and fees. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.